Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is 13 Dragon Blade coming at you with my deck profile. It's been a while since I posted up one of these, and I finally got all the new cards that I needed for my Blue Eyes deck. As you can see, it's fully hollowed out, and I have a full Link on extra deck without Decode Talker this time, so it should be interesting. I'm going to just jump right in, as I'm going to be posting multiple profiles today, but we're going to start out with this one. So, first thing you're going to want to have is 3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragons and 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Finally got the artwork that I wanted where he's having the blast towards the earth. These are just mandatory. You need to have them. Otherwise, the deck can't run. It is a Blue Eyes deck, so you want to make sure that you have these correctly. The next cards we're going to have are 2 Dragon Spirit of Whites. Secret rare, by the way. 2 Dragon Spirit of Whites. And again, I've been bouncing between 1 and 2. I find that 2 is the correct number, just because you need to have more Blue Eyes monsters in the deck. Alright, so that's it for the main dragons. Now we're going to go with the tuners. 3 Sage, mandatory, you have to have 3 Sage. It searches out your stones, searches out your Effect Veiler. Very good card. 3 Whitestone of Ancients, and 1 Whitestone of Legend. These help you special summon the Blue Eyes from the deck during the end phase, and they are a monster reincarnation. You can banish them from the graveyard and get a Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard to your hand, and of course, you know what the Whitestone of Legend does by now. I don't need to tell you. New card, King of D. We play him at 1. Just because he's very situational. When you normal summon him, you can dump a spell or trap, and you can either add a 1 Dragon Revival Rhapsody, the Flute of Summoning Dragon, and the Melody of Awakening Dragon from your deck to your hand. He's also treated as Lord of D, so you can use it on, you can use Flute of Summoning Dragon on him, which is semi-useful, but I don't run that build. 1 Master. Since Master was hollow now, I can actually play it. I wanted to play him in my Blue Eyes deck for a long time, but until he was printed in Legendary Collection Kaiba, I just refused to play him because he wasn't hollow. Kind of how like I feel about Keeper of the Shrine. If they printed him hollow, I would actually run him. 1 Effect Veiler, because Effect Veiler is just Effect Veiler. It's good. It's a great hand trap right now. And the 1 tech I play is Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Now, there's a reason for this card, and it's because of the new X-Seeds that came out, number 90. I just have it to have a text search, really, and of course, because it's a level 8, it goes with a lot of the cards. Alright, so that's it for all the monsters. Now we're going to go to the spells. Spells are 3 Melody. This is a Blue Eyes deck. And you can also search out Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon with it, if you really want to, but you usually want to keep him in the deck. 3 Trade-In. Again, more consistency. And now we come to Revival. Gospel of Revival, aka Return of the Dragon Lords. Secret Rare. I finally got myself a playset of secrets, and I wanted to hollow out this deck as much as I can to make it as pretty as I could. 2 Cards of Consonance, also Secret Rare, and also to help boost consistency, it's the D-draw of the deck. 1 Dragon Shrine, I used to play 2. This card's just iffy with me. I like it and I don't like it because sometimes I just end up discarding all the Blue Eyes that I have, so it's really only good to have it like 1 or 2. Silver Scry, again, it's how I feel. I mean, it's a great card, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Silver Scry. I just don't think you should run more than 1, especially this format. And I cut Desires down to 1 because, yes, it's a nice card to get into your combo pieces, but you don't always want to see it, so I've now cut it down to 1. It's been doing fine at 1. A 1 Dragon Revival Rhapsody because you can search it. I'd play more, but there's still a very limited amount of spellcasters in the deck. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could do with Summon Sorceress and this. You could just do all sorts of shenanigans, really. And then we've got the other Revival, Soul Charge, and Monster Reborn. Because Monster Reborn is back, and Soul Charge usually... When you resolve a Soul Charge in a Blue Eyes deck, it usually means you're going to win. To counter the hand traps, we play 2 Called by the Grave. A great card. It has helped me in almost every match, because every match as hand traps are important monsters that trigger in the graveyard. So it's just a good card overall. And one Twin Twister this time. Twin Twister is good, but I feel like you having Spirit of Light and this is just overkill to have two Twin Twister. And I can't tell you how many times I've drawn into a Twin Twister when I don't need it. And then the only traps I play are 2 Decree, main decked until I get the Evenly Matches. The Evenly Matches are going to replace these for sure in the main deck, but I don't like traps, and most of my friends have trap-related decks. So, yeah, having Decree is necessary. Alright, so count right there is 41. Now we're going to go to the extra deck. One Summon Sorceress. I don't really want to explain her because she's got pretty much a huge line of text. When you link summon her, you can special summon a monster to the zone that she points towards your opponent. So basically, you bring her out and you special summon one of the eggs or one of the sages to their side. Target the sage / egg, and then special summon a Blue Eyes or Master or any of them from the deck that you want, really. And her other effect is just you special summon it to the link to one of the link zones that she has. She's just there for opening plays, really. She's one of the best links. She's one of the best link monsters right now. I finally got my hands on a Link Kuriboh. Card's good, and you have tons and tons of level 1s, so making him is not really that hard. Plus, you can keep recurring him from the graveyard if necessary. The new card, the Hip Hoshinigan, it's just good for Link Lights, and this entire deck is light. So using him is just nice to have a third option. Now for the Synchros, we have 2 7s. We have Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, and we have Michael the Arch Lightsworn. These are really the only ones you can do now that Ancient Fairy got banned, and I don't ever make Spark, so these are just good. I don't do the whole True King of All Calamity stuff, I just run it normally. 1/8, which is Crystal Wing, it's mandatory, you can still make it almost all the time. 2 Spirit Dragon, and 1 Azure Eyes. Make these a lot. This is usually the one you go into. 2 Blue Eyes Spirit is fine now because there's also other first turn plays that you can make instead of just sitting on Spirit and passing turn and then tagging out during your opponent's turn. I feel like that's kind of counterproductive. We have 1 number 68, Sanafat the Sky Prison, just to lock down all those annoying graveyard decks, zombies, vampires, Paleozoics, you name it. Just stuff that works off the graveyard's highly annoying. Alright, so the reason that the Galaxy Eyes is in here is because of this card. So, this card can negate monster effects, which is extremely useful, but during your opponent's turn, you can choose to add a Galaxy card or a Photon card, and either add it to your hand or attach it as a material. So the reason why I play the Galaxy Eyes is actually just to attach it as an extra material. And whatever it detaches, if it's a Galaxy card or a Photon card, it can negate the activation and destroy the card. If it's not a Galaxy Eyes or a Photon card, it only negates the effect. So that's the reason why I have the Galaxy Eyes in here, to have it as a search and to have it as an attach for the material. So it's kind of like how everybody runs Utopia and they run S39 and then they make the lightning over just to have an extra material. It's basically what I'm doing. Number 38, because it's number 38, I really don't need to go into detail. Card 1 Worlds, and then the Galaxy package. Galaxy Eyes, Full Armor, and Dark Matter. I make these a lot. But believe it or not, the best thing to do first turn is actually him. I found that negating monster effects during the first turn and setting up like that is really good. If you start off good, your beginning board, your OK board should look like this. You should have this, and you should have this underneath it. So that way you should have, attack prevention and effect negation at the ready. But you preferably want to have something like maybe Summon Sorceress, Crystal Wing, Spirit Dragon. That's Blue Eyes on a good day right there. Anyway, card of the day is going to be Summon Sorceress. This is 13 Dragon Blade signing off.